This week's podcast brought to you by the Beefy Boys, three cool dudes hanging out talking about music, video games, and sports, and anything else that hits our fancy.
Check them out at www.beefyboys.com or on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Yeah. If you love their logo, you can buy their merch, www.cafepress.com/beefyboysmerch1.
And oh, baby, you know you're going to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Find us on Twitter at Beefy_Boys, and you can find us on Instagram at Official Beefy Boys, because it is official. Make us blue check marked, keep following us, and you can find us on Facebook at the Beefy Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beefy. A good podcast requires a good beer. So that's why I always go to my go-to, Keystone Light. If I'm going to the store, I don't want to buy a 12-pack. I want to go for a legit 15-pack. When I go to a party, I don't take Rainier. I take Keystone Light. And you know what? It tastes so good, I'm going to have it right now. Cheers, folks. Yeah, there's a burp coming in. That's good.
Yeah. What's up, Knuckleheads? Welcome to episode 70-something of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. I'm Joe, and I'm joined here with Vito.
Hey.
And Christian will be on in a few minutes to join us. He just had to make some coffee. Anyway, we're going to get our Final Fantasy VII chat out of the way. I think we're going to talk about the ending, too. So, spoilers in the next probably 15 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, we're massive spoilers.
Endgame spoilers and all of that.
Literally everything, the entire game, because we
finished it. I finished it. Vito, you finished it too, right?
Yeah.
What's your overall thoughts?
I think it was great.
It. Yeah.
I was really confused for the ending until I read something about it later, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll come back to that ending, because I read the same thoughts that you did, and they made sense now that I'm in the middle of my second playthrough. But I really liked it too.
Yeah,
I really liked it to the point where
it definitely wasn't explained. They didn't do a good transition.
No, it was some Kingdom Hearts bullshit, man.
Yeah, they literally went from the entire game is just a regular RPG with a plot, and then at the very end it skips the plot. Yeah. They skip the plot and be like, all right, you're going to fight fate for some reason.
Yeah, I really liked it to the point where, I can't decide what to play next, so I'm just playing it again in hard mode.
Yeah, I'd probably do that, but I have to finish Star Wars still, and I have a bunch of 14 I'm playing.
Yeah, I keep
and I still have to do school.
Back up. If I am going to get back into 14, I want a day that I can set aside just 8 hours, and I just don't have that much time right now, you know?
Yeah.
Because I tried to do it in a 2-hour block, and it took me 90 minutes just to get back up to all the symbols and my shortcuts and everything. And I'm okay, now I'm cruising. Well, now I got to go to bed because it's midnight. Damn it. Anyway.
Well, now that you finished 7, that should be a lot of time that you can use for 14.
I know, literally nothing is calling to me. I could get back to a Yakuza game. Actually, I appreciate the analogy that Final Fantasy VII Remake is basically a Yakuza game, because it kind of is. It has that same weird, Japanese dichotomy thing where incredibly emotional, serious story beats will be interspersed with totally random side quests and side activities. Did you beat pro mode in the squats and the pull-ups at all? Because I did.
I didn't beat everything 100% on those all the the dartboard. I got second place. I only did one of the smashing blocks things.
Oh, the smashing blocks is easy, and you get good rewards from it. You just have to focus on the time blocks, and then it's easy peasy.
Yeah. I just didn't bother with that one. And then with the squats, I also just didn't bother at that point. I was just trying to smash through
it gets hard. The Broad one is hard. To the point where I was like, this game is so dorky. I'm like, I'm doing squats, babe. I gotta time it perfect.
It does seem, at least in the beginning, like I don't know if it changes later, the rule for it, but it does seem that if you press it late, you're fine. It's only if you press it early or press the...
No, yeah, that's what I started doing. So like the animation looks really herky-jerky. You can be too late, but the window is pretty
right,
good.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's fine when you only have to do like 20, but when you got to do 40 to beat Jules at the end, like, you got to keep moving, you know?
Yeah, well, for me, I was like keeping time in band class. So.
Well, all right, nerd.
Yeah, so it was pretty easy for me. I got like 25 on the first
quests and stuff, or
yeah, I did everything, like baseline 100%, but not like getting each single thing to 100%. I tried to make sure I explored everywhere that I could, that I thought I, but I probably missed some stuff just from not being able to find.
How did you fall Bahamut? So you were able to get your revive materia all the way up? How the hell did you do that? I was like doing the math. This is going to take me 90 minutes to grind out. Jesus.
What do you mean?
To unlock the Bahamut fight, you need to max out the level of all 12 magic materia.
Oh, I didn't know.
You must have done it if you fought Bahamut.
Well, I used a lot of magic. Yeah. I mean,
did you have revive equipped like the whole game? That must have been it, because I just ignored it for a while because like no one ever died and I had Phoenix Downs, and then I was like, fuck.
Well, I gave it to Tifa because I don't like playing Tifa. So I was like, all right. No. Well, I don't like playing Tifa, so she never gets targeted.
Crazy. Tifa's the best one, man.
No. I mean, I like switching over to Tifa to use like abilities and stuff, but I like playstyle wise, I like playing Cloud most, and then Barrett's probably
slow. Barrett just cannot generate enough damage. It's really annoying.
Kidding me? He does tons of damage.
No way. Tifa's the one that just burns things, man. It's crazy.
She doesn't do a lot of damage, but she does a lot of stagger.
Well, but once the enemy's staggered, she can increase the stagger meter, and her triangle attacks do hella damage.
Her true strike does a lot of damage on the staggered enemy.
The triangle attacks too. Whenever you push triangle on a staggered enemy, the damage bonus goes up with Tifa. It doesn't matter what level of chi you're at. The higher the level, the bigger the damage boost, but it always gives it to you.
I mean, I never really played around too much with Tifa anyway, just because I didn't care.
Oh, she's the best.
My favorite playstyle is like tanky DPS. So I don't really like. I like doing the like slower, chonkier characters rather than like the faster DPSier.
Yeah, I made Barrett my tank because when you combine Stone Skin and Life's Saber,
I also gave him an HP up in materia too.
That too. He just takes all the damage.
He had like almost 6,000 health.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely used him as my tank after you mentioned that. I was like, wow, this works really well.
Yeah.
And then I use basically Cloud as like a mage blade. So he's really, really good at sword, but also really, really good at magic.
See, that's what I did with Tifa. She was my black mage. And Cloud would just have like enemy skill, assess, magnify, cure, and auto cure. So that if anyone's damaged, he just cures the party.
Yeah, basically, I would say I had magic materia on basically everybody throughout the game.
Well, it was too many, and they're too good. Even the ones that like typically I would ignore. Like I could tell you poison like everything. And
whenever I also assessed like everything in the game.
Me too.
So like everything in the game has some sort of elemental weakness for them. And so like if I don't have one of the materials, it's just a harder. So I may as well just always have at least one of every element, or just one of every element on.
I just wish there were more slots, because that's four materia right there. And if I only have 5
I did find it hard to
like,
use boosting materia, but towards the end of the game, I had too many materia slots and didn't like fuck with it because I just
that too.
Didn't want to bother.
Well, that's when I had like here, level this.
I wish there were more linked ones though, because it's fun doing the linked materias. Like I wish there was there probably is somewhere in the game. I wish there was like a 3-link
Oh, there is not.
Because then you could do like a magnify or something like that, and then it's 2 different.
Yeah, I tried to link a HP up to an ice and magnify to a different ice, but it wouldn't give me the double bonus.
Yeah, well, I was thinking the bonus to the 2 different spells.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
So,
yeah, I wish
like
I had more than one magnify materia. That would be nice, or more than one elemental.
Is magnify the one that does the range, right?
It changes it to an AOE. Well, every enemy.
Well, more of an AOE. Yeah, it's an increased range of the AOE.
Which I only ever had on cure. Like, okay.
I had it on fire.
Oh,
because then
that's a dangerous game.
No, because whenever there's like 50 fucking like soldiers or whatever coming up at the Shinra Troopers, you can just use Fire Aga and it blows up literally all of them.
That's true. On hard mode, you can't. There's no way to recover your MP outside of the little Shinra crates or the slow gain you get during battle because you can't use items on hard mode. So.
Oh, I'm not playing hard mode. I always have like 50 years on me.
It's not that bad. You just use prey. I just started putting prey on everybody. Honestly, I breezed through the first.
Well, yeah, I guess if you get to actually pick your team and hard mode,
you can't. It's the same teams for.
Oh well, then that sucks because like, I mean, I guess I could put prey on a different character.
Yes, but I put prey on literally everyone. So it doesn't matter.
I hate having to like min-max each character and swap their roles constantly. I'd rather just like have them each be a role and then just swap characters instead.
That was a big pain in the butt for the chapter 17, was it, in Hojo's lab? Christian is joining us now because I had Christian. Like 2 good builds and I would just swap them between the 2 sets of characters and I'm like, this is annoying.
Well, for whenever I was stuck with Tifa and Aerith, I would just play Tifa, and then whenever Tifa would start getting attacked, I'd switch to Aerith, and then I'd switch back and forth. Right. And then I'd save all of Aerith's ATB for prey.
I'm glad Christian's here, because I want to talk about the ending to this game. I'm sure Christian doesn't give a shit, but I want to see his reaction. So,
are you guys already talking about the end?
Oh, we beat it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, we beat it around the same time, too, which is fun.
Oh.
Like, I told him I was in Hojo's lab, and he said, oh, I'm also in Hojo.
Yeah. You beat it before me by a couple hours.
Can I put my headset on?
Well, I also finished it on easy mode, because you can't change it.
Is it easier to hear me with them on?
I turned your volume like all the way up on my end, so you're coming through in the recording just fine. And I figured out how to compress it anyway. But if you can hear us, it's fine.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the crazy ending of Final Fantasy VII. I'm giving us another, let's say, 8 minutes. So the first 20 minutes will be spoilers for Final Fantasy VII. Okay, so all throughout this game, there's like these weird like ghost things. Actually, yeah, can you put your headset on, Christian? Because I can hear my echo coming through.
That's what I figured was going to happen.
I didn't realize that. Anyway, there's these weird like ghost things wearing coats, and they call them the Whispers.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but I just realized back in Stormblood, there's an Aetheryte that I never got.
What?
Somehow.
Okay, there we go.
Teleporting to it.
Let me turn you back down.
I'm wondering if it's a new area.
Oh, maybe. Whoops. Okay. Real-time updates. Anyway, there's these... So the plot is kind of exactly the same as it was in 1997. And anytime you're about to veer off of it, these weird, like, hooded ghosts that they call the Whispers come and stop you from doing that. And then at the very end, you fight, like, the king of these things. And Vito and I are like, what the fuck is going on?
Sorry to cut you off. This game came out in 1997?
Originally. This is a remake.
Jeez.
This is a PS1 game. Anyway. Apparently what's going on with these weird ghost things, because, like, it was not clear at all what was happening till Vito and I read some uber nerd recaps of it. The fan community around the game, like, people are obsessive about this thing. So the ghosts represent the meta narrative of the fact that this game can't deviate from its plot from 25 years ago, right? They're like, they're keeping you in line with the story everyone loves. So the fact that you defeat them at the very end means now they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. And also, apparently, somebody that died in the prequel is no longer dead.
Yeah, that too. Which I didn't even notice. I was wondering.
I didn't actually know who that guy was.
Zach Fair? He's Cloud's best friend.
Because I never played the prequel.
You played Final Fantasy VII. He's in Final Fantasy VII.
So, well, I mean, yeah, but that was like 15 years ago or whatever.
23.
And I was a kid, so, like, I have worse memory over long periods of time from when I was a kid than when I was...
I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, what is this weird... What is happening? And then I had to read recaps, and it's like, yeah, it's like Square Enix is mad at everybody for insisting they have to match the exact plot. So now you get to kill fate and do whatever... We can do whatever the hell we want in the sequel. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, man, if I would have joined you guys in the first 10 minutes or so, I would have been so lost. I would have been so lost.
Talking about battle systems. You don't have a favorite materia or anything? What did you think of the Hell House, Vito?
That was pretty good. That was a pretty fun fight.
Christian, you fight an enemy in this game that is a house, but then it turns out it's like a demon robot house. So it like walks around and has a big cannon that comes out of the top window. It's pretty absurd.
Fuck. Man, I miss the mics. I miss the mics like crazy.
Why, you don't like the talking into the headset?
No, I feel like such a fucking noob.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, honestly. It takes me like 15 minutes to get set up. He goes like, all right, let's log on. I'm like, hold on, guys. I gotta plug all this shit in. I don't have this enormous microphone stand out for my everyday life, you know. Plus, I have to run the XLR cable into the mixer, into my USB hub, into my laptop, instead of just turning on my headset. Like, you know.
Dude, I need to get my... I need to get fully set up here so I don't have to... The only problem is I don't have power cords. I have a mixer and I have all that shit. I have a mixer, a mic, and XLR cable. I don't have any power cords.
I mean, you can come get the rest of the bucket. It's just sitting in my guest room.
But I think Vito should get his too, because we're probably going to be doing these for a while.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how does my microphone sound?
You sound okay. You both sound.
You sound all right. You sound like a guest. We sound like guests.
That's true. It's always going to be, well, I don't know, because, well, my event's always going to sound the best because I'm recording it. I'm intercepting the Discord audio, so mine's not being sent to the moon and back.
Yeah, I mean, we are recording off of Discord versus recording directly.
It's pretty cool, though. Like, I think it's pretty cool that we can use Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Be
for sure.
Fuck Zoom.
What are you hating Zoom for?
Fuck Zoom.
Zoom's great. I Zoom every day. I can use virtual backgrounds in Zoom, which is so much more awesome.
Because now we can, a good way to get our video game friends on the podcast with us is using Discord.
Yeah, that's true.
So if anybody's listening and anybody's big on video games, feel free to catch us on our Discord calls. Yeah, man. So,
Christian,
first things first. I missed last weekend, obviously, because of Easter Sunday and large Mexican Catholic family and my white Catholic family. We all had to get together, be happy and celebrate. And we went up and went to North Bend, saw my mom, and hung out there. Yeah, seeing my mom and and Mike living in their big ass house, man. I'm jealous as hell every time I go up there. Hey, but you know what? They have no yard.
There you
That's
go.
right. Shots fired. All right.
For real.
We have a yard here, and during last week's nice weather, we decided to do some yard work.
Oh.
And so we dug out a pit, and we made horseshoes. So we have a 25-foot horseshoe pit.
How big is your backyard?
It's pretty sizey.
Damn.
It's pretty decent. And then we bought all the materials for a fire pit, and we have the perfect spot to build that. And we cut we had a really awkward pathway in our backyard, super awkward. Left fucking maybe 2 feet of spare room to walk through, and it was the most useless little walkway ever. So what we did was we just took out half of this little patch of shit that was there. Like when you see the photo, it literally looks like a patch of shit. Like they just threw everything they wanted to just to fill in that space. And Claude went and bought a bunch of gravel and came up and filled it up. And oh God, it looks so much better. Holy shit. I'm going to move the grill down there today. Grill up some fucking chicken. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So how's Final Fantasy treating you guys? Was it good?
Yeah.
Did you guys have fun? Any complaints?
No.
Really. Just some of the cheesing sucked on some of the NPCs.
Some of the what?
Some of the fights were just super cheesy, and I couldn't beat them without weird strategy.
They just released Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, their campaign remastered. And so you can get that now if you're interested. I know a lot of people who would be interested in that because that campaign was great. You know, it's too bad that Call of Duty still tries for their campaign. I'll give them that. They still try, but I don't give a fuck.
That's the problem.
They don't make them like they used to. You know, they don't make them like they used to.
No one play them. They had the data. Something like 10% of players would play the campaign. So they're like, well, fuck it. It's not worth our time.
Well, that's because they stopped being controversial, and they stopped doing crazy shit, and they stopped having it be somewhat realistic. I think that's kind of like when people decided to fuck right off, you know. But I don't care. If you play the campaign, you play the campaign. You can see the reason why I like this campaign is because if you play multiplayer and you don't feel like spending money on buying people or buying characters, you just go over there and you play the 1 hour campaign, and you can unlock just about everybody. So it's at least they give you that option. So, you know, you buy the game at base price and you can get all the online characters that you want. You just don't get all their fancy skins unless you do the season pass.
Of course. That's how.
And this time, I bought the season pass. It was only $5. It was only $5. So I was like,
I hear you. I buy the Rocket Pass every time, which isn't.
I was like, you know what? $5
a year.
I'm totally cool with that. And they give you. I hate using this term because it's fucking retarded, but they give you COD points.
Okay.
Through the tiers, when you have 100 levels in the tier system, and every 10 levels, you get 100 COD points for free. And so by the time the new season starts, which is in 60 days, you'll have enough COD points to buy it without spending more money. So it's kind of nice. It's you spend money once and you can pretty much.
Fortnite does the same thing. You can earn enough V-Bucks or whatever. I think they are V-Bucks to buy the next season pass if you play enough.
See, I'm cool with that. It's I'm totally cool with that. I definitely play enough to fucking get next season pass. Season 4, I'll be able to buy that.
Oh. I think Final Fantasy 14 should implement that kind of system where I can pay my membership fees with Gil. That would be nice.
Gil.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I had my fucking top 10 list of weapons, and they took them out.
Oh, they did.
The new update came in, and they took out so many of the guns that I had. Pretty much the two guns that I had that survived that list are the M4 and the RPG. Those are the two guns that you can still use. The RPG against vehicles is the only time it's useful.
Well, yeah.
But the RPG against people, it's some bullshit, man. Some absolute bullshit.
Oh jeez.
There's no reason why I shoot an RPG at somebody who's 5 feet away from me and hit them dead on, and all it does is break their shield. I'm like, oh yeah, because that fucking happens. I'm like, that fucking happens all the time. And then they'll shoot me like 4 times, and I fucking kick the bucket. I'm like, God damn it. What is this? How you doing over there, Vito? It's nice to see your face, man.
Pretty good.
I miss you guys.
Oh, you're too sweet.
Can't wait.
It's fun hanging out with you guys in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And our spot here, it's going to be the shit.
Oh, once you're allowed to
come over here.
Maybe
Once you're allowed to come over here, it's going to be nice. Hey, man, they're talking about reopening the state on May 18th.
The businesses are talking about that. The scientists are saying June maybe at the earliest.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, hey, June, I don't care. I'll wait till June.
Who's it, the mayor or
maybe
whatever?
at the earliest.
What's the mayor name
Jenny
again?
Durkin?
Or whatever his name. The guy who
talks
about this stuff.
Jay Inslee.
Yeah, that guy. He, I just saw something the other day, yesterday, that he was pushing back the quarantine to.
Was pushing what?
He was pushing up the quarantine to June.
Oh, I didn't see that. I don't watch the briefings anymore. They're too depressing.
Yeah, I don't watch the briefings. I just saw a post on it.
I watched that shit. So the virtual draft goes live this week, Joe. The NFL virtual draft,
isn't it?
It is.
Oh,
It's coming up. I think it's on the 23rd to the 25th, I
I
believe.
think it's next weekend. Yeah. Starting on
But
Thursday.
I can't fucking wait. I can't fucking wait. I was looking at some of these, players coming in. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good draft. I hate to say it, but Joe Burrow is going to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Why do you hate to say
I know he already said, because I know he already said he doesn't want to go to the Bengals.
Oh. Damn.
He says he absolutely does not want to go to the Bengals. It's kind of like you remember when the Chargers drafted Eli?
Yeah.
How he reacted? I have a feeling it's going to be just like that. So it's going to be interesting to see, for sure. But you've got, Justin Herbert. They're talking about him going to. Speaking of the Chargers, they're talking about him going to the Chargers. I think him going there would be a lot of fun. He is kind of like a Phillip Rivers style of quarterback in terms of being able to.
Whatever happened to trading up for a quarterback? Like, why are they saying that Herbert and Tua are going to go like 7th and 8th? Like, nobody in the top 5 wants to trade down? New York?
No, not. I mean, there's no reason to trade down for the quarterbacks this year. They're all I would say that most of them are number 1 draft picks, or not number 1. Sorry, first round, second round draft picks is like the quarterback pool for this year.
Yeah,
I think that you can get. I think you can get a lot of quarterbacks at a pretty good. If you're patient, you can get a pretty good quarterback this draft. I mean, there's a lot of talent coming in, so I don't think trading up is a big option, especially because the second most important piece of this draft is going to be a defensive end for a lot of teams. A lot of teams need a defensive end. Specific teams who need a defensive end. Seahawks need a defensive end, and they still haven't re-signed Clowney yet.
Well, there's not going to be a season anyway. If there is, you won't be able to go to it. So
I don't care. I don't go to games anyway.
What?
I just watch them. I watch them on TV. Husky games I go to, but not Seahawks. But probably won't be going to any Husky games, which sucks.
The university is going to have any classes until the fall at least, so there'll be no students anyway. Because
fucking Michigan comes here and plays week 1.
Damn.
So big game for UW, big game for Michigan. Harbaugh returning to Seattle again. You always love that.
I wonder how that's going to work if the university doesn't have any classes and the students are barred from campus. Are they still going to have college sports?
They're talking about it, but I think at the absolute worst. Well, you know what? Actually, one thing about UW is, UW isn't really reliant on their student fan base when it comes to football. It's more of like,
yeah, but the athletes are all students.
Okay, well, yeah, obviously, but what I'm talking about is. Well, obviously, if you're in the fucking sports program, you're going to be at school.
Well, no, I think if they play games, there's not going to be anyone in the crowd. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, like, are the students even going to be playing in the game?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm not so sure.
I'm pretty sure. This shit's not going to last that long.
You keep saying that.
It's getting better, man. It's already getting better.
Yeah, because we haven't been leaving our houses. The analogy I like is like, oh, the social distancing has worked, so we can stop doing it. It's like saying, oh, the parachute slowed our descent. Let's take it off.
Well, just remember that football season's all the way in September.
Yeah, I know.
And if we're already declining the sickness bullshit, then I'm sure, given time around September time, even if they have to play one game or 2 games without a crowd, I'm sure they will, because TV and ads will generate enough revenue for college football. It's not like NFL or college football or any major league sport can't afford to play games without a crowd. It's and it's crazy, man. Times are crazy. They're saying that the XFL could be bought by July.
What?
So it's not over yet. Not over till it's over, Joe. I'm a firm believer in that league, and I think a lot of people are. I think that when they shut it down, you should have seen that positive feedback they got. Granted, there was a lot of idiots, and I call them idiots for a good reason, because the XFL was not a failure. Not at all. It was just more of like how do you prepare for a global pandemic? You can compare the XFL to, a small business opening up in the recent couple of months. If you ever
on the street now, because he ran his own business.
Yeah, man, it's like if you run your own business and people don't prepare for that kind of shit.
Yes,
because
that's true.
So
we're very bad at preparing for rare events. We assume they never happen, when in fact they happen. They just don't happen that much.
Granted, there's places that are well off and well equipped for a situation like this, but there is a lot of things that aren't. And so people who say, oh, well, I called the XFL failing. It's like, okay, well, Joe, I don't call you an idiot, because you and I had our arguments, and you were saying, I don't think it's going to last another season. But I think even deep inside that big curly hair of yours, that there was going to be a second season if they finish this one out.
I mean, I'm not bragging about being right. Like
I know that, but you're not. See, you're not bragging about being right. But what I am saying is even somebody like you who was saying, I don't think this is going to work from the beginning. You were saying that from the beginning. I give you credit on that one. I think you were generally surprised at how successful it actually was and how decent the football was. They had a quarterback issue, but the rest of the field, wide receiver, running back, DBs, especially DBs, man. Look at how many DBs went to the NFL. And then think about all these guys that went to the NFL. Pittsburgh alone signed 9 XFL players. That's fucking awesome. I love it. All defensive players, most of them.
Pittsburgh is the worst city I've ever visited in my entire life. That place sucks. I have a bias against Pennsylvanians. They're the worst humans.
So with that being said, I think I wasn't able to talk about this last week because Vito just last week. I would say like by last weekend, I had enough to talk about the XFL filing for bankruptcy because they did it like a couple days before we were scheduled to record. But I haven't been able to talk about it, so I apologize if you're quiet over there. But I just gotta say what I gotta say real quick.
No word used.
But I've had plenty of I don't call them arguments, but plenty of conversations with people who say, "Oh, I knew the XFL was going to fail." It's like first off, you can say what you want to say, but saying the XFL failed on its own is a big joke. And if that's your only argument, it proves that you don't know what you're talking about. Because anybody who thinks that this pandemic had nothing to do with them going under is absolutely retarded. And just the numbers back it up. Look at Seattle. Look at Seattle's crowd selling out a strong majority, selling out 2 season tickets in a row. I
mean, to be contrarian, they were losing money, like a lot of money.
They were prepared. See, you can't start up a business without losing money.
I know,
but it was. And the XFL was prepared to. They were prepared to lose money before they make money. But the difference is if you were to have a second season, you're only generating more revenue at that point. Especially if you are capable enough to be That's a huge success, man.
You froze there for a second.
Oh shit, my bad. But what I was trying to say was if you're a startup football league in the spring and you have 2 seasons, that alone shows that 1, they were prepared to lose money, but 2, they're getting ready to expand on money. They had great TV deals. You can't complain about the TV deals on the XFL. It's not like you had to watch the fucking games on like NFL Network at 1:00 on a Sunday. It's like, who the fuck has NFL Network? And who the fuck wants to,
direct
pay for
subscribers?
Yeah, it's like, who the fuck wants to pay for that? It's like, but you got games on ESPN, you got games on NBC, you've got, great. They had great TV. FS1, they had good viewership. They were averaging about 1.2, 1.5 million a game of people watching on TV, which is really, really fucking solid for an XFL league. And, stadium attendance was still pretty good in places. Not all stadiums had the biggest fans, but teams like Houston, and then you look at Dallas. Dallas had like a 9,000 attendance spike for their second home game after the first game, which is pretty impressive, man. I just love to see it. I love to see it succeeding, and it was sad to see it go because of a global pandemic, Yeah. And
the rule changes and stuff were actually fun. And
I like the rule changes. Yeah. The Sky Judge was a complete game changer, having the I miss it, man. I fucking miss it. But I think if it gets bought out, it can come back. They didn't go out in a bad way, which is it's all I care about. There's nobody that regretted their time with the XFL. There's nobody talking shit about the XFL who worked there, or who was part of it. And sure, they had to lay everybody off, but they paid all the players. They paid all the staff. They paid everybody for their entire year, which is what you want to see a business do if they ultimately end up out of business. I'm glad that they didn't go out like chumps like the AAF did, leaving all those players with their medical bills and sad as hell, you guys. Sad as hell. In other news, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty.
Oh, what a shock.
Surprise.
Which one?
Modern Warfare.
The reboot?
Yeah. It's that Warzone, man. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah, people have known that MOBA or battle royales are cool since Fortnite, man.
I mean, personally, I just think that this one's like the most well done of the battle royale systems. I think this is the best one I've played.
Words.
I just think, I think a lot of people can back me up on that one. I mean, Fortnite's cartoony and stupid and fucking made for, 5-year-olds. I like the idea of having a team-based game that if you don't have good communication, you're not going to win. So you have to have a solid team. You have to have a solid communication system, and it's cool. I like it. I just fucking love it.
Do the characters have special skills at all, or
no? They take all that away.
Fortnite.
It's yeah. You get like your custom skins and shit.
Ooh, that was a good burp.
Ooh, Jankies.
All right, Velma.
Here, hey, my favorite part about it. And this is for you two. This is for you two right here. It's free real estate.
What? Oh.
The Warzone's free for everybody.
If you own the game.
No, you don't have to own the game. It's free.
Really?
Yeah. Wow, it's free.
That's pretty
you can buy the battle passes. You can do all that shit. But it's a free game.
Is it on PlayStation?
Yeah.
It's on everything.
Switch?
It's on everything. Not on Switch. But PC, PlayStation, we can all play with each other. Oh, kinky.
Sunday morning. Vito, did Jane get her turnips in Animal Crossing?
I have no idea.
We only got another hour or so.
Yeah, see, it ain't no Animal Crossing, but
game of the year, game of the decade, Animal Crossing.
Game of the year.
If you want to wait another 10 years, it'll probably be 7.
Yeah, that's true. A game of the millennium.
When they have 5 more editions.
Damn. What else is new? How's work? Still leaving the house?
Still essential, baby.
I'm using my sick time.
Oh, there you go. How's that going over?
It's fine. Yeah. I've got 80 hours of sick time and I'm part-time right now, so that's like a month.
Damn. Yeah.
Shit. Hell yeah.
How is the remote learning situation?
Sucks.
How much of your class was practical, like involved actually like CPR dummies and that kind of stuff?
Well, that's the nice part is we got through all of the first sequence, except for CPR. So we'll have to do that when we get back. And then this next few sequences that we're doing is like our insurance and coding and back office front. So a lot of the stuff that we're learning right now is actually on the computer anyway.
Yeah.
So it's actually working out pretty okay for now.
Because that would got me too.
But it still sucks because it's like hard for me to learn at home versus in a classroom setting.
My wife's been giving me a hard time because I have this hoodie is my around the house hoodie, and I have a different hoodie I wear to work. So every day after class, I change hoodies, and that's like my routine of coming home. Because this is exactly where I sit, like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is my around the house too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get dressed instead of being in my pajamas every day, and then I change back to my pajamas after we walk.
I wear my pajama bottoms, but I have my hair done up, and I have my zip-up hoodie from the waist up.
Because we have to actually go outside to like walk the dog. So yeah. Also, my routine, my quaran-routine, is I get up, shower, whatever, eat breakfast, have some tea, and like watch YouTube videos until my meetings appear. Then I go through the meetings on Zoom, unfortunately. But
you mean excellent?
I also didn't want to bring up Discord because I'd rather spend the other 2 hours of my time in the morning doing the actual schoolwork instead of having the lecture. Because I feel like the lectures are great in person and stuff, but they're not that great, especially since they didn't like assign us teachers who are online teachers. They assigned us the same teachers, but they're doing online and they're not accustomed. So like, no offense to her, I'm sure she's a great teacher, but I'm not getting anything out of the meetings really, aside from like her telling me what the assignments are. So I just like take off my headset and then fucking do the assignments while she's talking to me.
Do you have your screen muted too?
Because there's so much work.
Do they let you?
Oh yeah, I have it where my all of our screens and mics are basically muted, and then I just push to talk.
There you go. What you should do is what some of the children have figured out, where you can make a virtual background on Zoom, right? So take a screenshot from your camera of you paying attention, and then set that as your virtual background and just not go to class.
Well, I still have to like show up to the meeting, and because they don't pay for it, they have 2 meetings for 45. And
that's even dumber.
Yeah, and so I have to go and like click the link in the so I can't sleep.
Oh man, that's like broke level Zoom right there.
Yeah. For real.
But you know, I mean, it's not too bad. I'm getting my assignments in, and my grades are stick with me. Like, I hope to God, whenever I go into the medical field, I don't have to do anything about insurance.
Oh, jeez.
Confusing and convoluted.
Maybe we'll have a single payer universal system after this health crisis. So then you won't have to worry about it.
I doubt it.
That would make it so much easier. Huh? Yeah, I know.
I doubt it. It's not in the race anymore, and all the other politicians want to just make money. And you want to know how you make money? By fucking over like 90% of the pop.
Yeah, well.
Bunch of Bernie bros, huh?
So gross. But damn straight.
Well, he's the only presidential candidate that's actually fighting for the like rights of poor people, which is like us, except for Joe now. But
yeah.
Oh, hey, you know what? One thing I remembered just right now.
Yeah, what's up?
Where the fuck is Tim?
I keep forgetting to call him.
Well,
fuck's Tim next week.
What we need to do? Well, I mean, I usually start the call, so what we'll do is we'll have Joe start the call next week. Make sure to get him on Discord.
I just know that weekends are hard for him because the sun is over on the weekends, so usually they're like doing stuff with the kiddo.
Well, yeah, but he could pop in for like 20, 30 minutes or something.
That's true.
Or just pop in and then like pay attention to his kid when he needs to, but be around for conversation.
Just put the kid on the Switch anyway. Let him go play Mario vs.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Young Finnegan Mahoney. Yeah.
I can't wait. Can't wait for this bullshit to be over, man. I say it every episode. Can't wait for this bullshit to be over. Actually, I'm not. I mean, we got everything that we do at the bars here at home. You know,
but you don't have as many people though. You can't get the whole crew over.
No, you can't get the whole crew over, but we still got darts. We still have shuffleboard. We've got cornhole. We have horseshoes.
And Claude lives there now, so
Claude lives here.
That's true.
You know.
So who's living there? You and Claude and Haley, or?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
It's funny.
So we still got, you know.
Katie's doing like big like online group meetings of like people who all drink because they can't go to the bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
They all do a bunch of video chats or whatever.
Sales of alcohol, marijuana, junk food, and pornography have skyrocketed over the last month. So
yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go porn.
yeah, it's up there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And people are all worried about, what did my sister call it? The Corona 50. Like the freshman 15, but worse. Because you can't leave your house. To be fair, I leave my house like every day. I go stand in the sunshine like a cat, but I don't go out of the driveway.
I just think it's so funny seeing like seeing people in the grocery store, man. People look like such idiots. It is the funniest fucking thing on earth. Hell no, I don't wear a fucking mask, man.
Vito,
I don't wear a mask.
I guess you haven't been in. I feel like I have to wear the mask because everybody wears the mask, and if you're the one person not wearing the mask, you look like a shithead or homeless.
I probably look homeless because of my hair.
I probably still wouldn't have one, but they were letting people have free ones from work. So,
but they weren't requiring it.
No,
I'm still convinced it doesn't actually do anything.
It doesn't.
It's one way, right? So it doesn't protect you, but it protects the spread. So if you have it, even if you don't know that you have it, it protects you from spreading it.
This isn't an N95 respirator mask. It's just a piece of cloth.
Well, no. See, that's the thing. A piece of cloth is perfectly fine for helping you not spread it. The reason why hospitals and everything need the N95 is because the N95 is one of the only masks that can prevent you from getting it.
Yep.
Yeah, but like, if I have the virus,
all these other ones prevent the spread.
If I cough into my cloth mask, sure, that'll capture most of the droplets, but the virus particles can still get through. They're smaller than the holes in the cloth. That's what I'm saying. My beef with the cloth masks is they present a false sense of security, right? Like,
of course,
it's better than nothing, but you still can catch the fucking thing.
Yeah,
so don't leave your house.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't leave your house. But the thing is, what it's supposed to be is if you absolutely have to leave your house for something, then you do the fucking mask. But like, nobody in Seattle is fucking taking this quarantine serious. At least not in my neighborhood, because like, even just my neighbor, like, just had a party of like 10 people over last night, fucking causing a ruckus with the fire pit, and I'm like, seriously? It's, not only is it like 10 o'clock at night, so you can fuck off, but it's also coronavirus, so fuck off.
Yeah, I know. I told you it was going to get harder once the weather was less terrible, and it's getting harder, you know. I saw like 7 blonde sorority, I swear they were clones, walking in, like, you know how they walk next to each other? Like, we need to walk 7 people next to each other because we're 19 and we don't understand how sidewalks work. What are you guys doing? Do you live with all these people? I doubt it.
Yeah, man. I don't wear the
oh my god.
I don't wear the mask. Fuck that. I don't wear the mask. I don't wear the gloves. I go out to the store. I'll buy my produce. I'll wash my produce just because I have people touch it and shit. And I'll wash my hands, and that's it.
Do you wipe down? everything with Clorox wipes, or leave
I mean, when we go to the store, when we go to Safeway, they have somebody there who fucking wipes our handles of the cart with sanitation or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, you can do that. I don't care. So they do that, and then once you start walking into Safeway, I think the funniest thing is people who wait in line, like outside of Winco yesterday. I was like, yeah, let's go to Winco and grab a few things of bread and some meats and shit. No, man, pull into the parking lot. There's a fucking line around the building. I'm like, people are retarded. Retarded. It's like, we'll go to Safeway. So we go to Safeway. There's no line. Yeah. And when we walk in there, just seeing all the people, man, it cracks me up.
I had to go to the Safeway over by your neighborhood, Vito, the one at the U Village, for the first time in a while to pick up a prescription. And they have a rule where you can only buy one thing of toilet paper and all the aisles were one way. But they still have a homeless problem over there where, like, these three guys are just wandering around trying to get people to buy beer for them, like, getting right in your face. Like, dude, walk away. Also, put a shirt on. How did you even get through the front door?
Hey, if you're homeless, you can do whatever you want.
That's what I said.
You got free ride to do whatever the fuck you want.
Especially right now.
And so, speaking of homeless,
so much more on their mind. If you want to steal that $3 Steel Reserve Tall Boy, no one is gonna stop you. Right? Just take it. Jesus.
Speaking of homeless,
yeah.
I was helping somebody, and I give a great shout out to let's let the homeless people who have severe mental disabilities just outright back out in the street. Just be fuck them, just leave them there. They're just gonna walk through traffic and hit random things and attack random people because they have no sense of what the fuck they're doing. And yeah, let's let them back out in the street. Great job, Seattle. So anyway, I'm helping somebody. It was my last person of the day. Mm-hmm. Letting them out. There's a homeless dude walking through our parking lot. He walks directly over to my car and cocks back and punches my fucking mirror as hard as he possibly can.
Why?
Because he's homeless. Fuck it. He can do whatever he wants. So,
Jesus, something.
So he's about as obvious as you can get. He's in bright blue pants, no shirt, and he's walking around the area, spazzing and twitching and falling on the ground, standing in the middle of the traffic.
Yeah.
And my number one question to I know that the police can't do a lot in this city. I know that the city limits the police to do, very minimal. But
my question always.
But it's like what would happen? It's like what would happen if I were to go back to somebody's car in a parking lot full of witnesses and sock somebody's mirror as hard as possible?
Like, what do you think would happen? Like, you're not going to jail for that. Like, that's a petty crime at worst. Like, maybe
that's a hit. Fine. That's a hit. It's a hit and run, dude.
No, it's not. You didn't hit him with your car.
It's a hit and run.
Yourself.
It's a hit and run.
It has to be in a car for that, man.
It does. It doesn't have to be in a car.
Punch somebody and run away. That's not a hit and run.
It's a hit. It's a damage. Yeah. It's damage to your vehicle. It's damage to your vehicle, and that's a hit and run, dude.
I know, but the Seattle PD doesn't investigate crimes with the damage is less than $5,000. So
it's like, I mean, my biggest question is, what would happen?
Nothing.
What would happen if I do? What would they do?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying.
I highly doubt that.
Nothing would happen.
Highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. I guarantee it.
So you think if you went out there in your full business suit and punched a mirror, you would get like a ticket or taken downtown. But if you were to let your hair down and take your shirt off and put on like one shoe and did it while screaming kamikaze
I'd be
or
fine.
something, you'd be okay?
I'd be absolutely fine.
No, nothing would happen either way, man.
I'd get a ticket if I did it. 100%. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Trust me. I tried to report. I had some stuff stolen off my porch, and I called the Seattle PD, and they're like, "How much was it worth?" I'm like, "I don't know, like a couple $100." Like, okay, you can report it. We're not going to investigate it, though.
I mean, I don't want them to investigate it. There's nothing to investigate. I didn't even tell the police, but it's just I didn't tell the police because there's no fucking point. But my biggest question is like, if I were to do that in plain daylight, in front of like a whole group of witnesses and hang out in the area, I'm getting a ticket.
The police aren't even going to come out for that, man. Like, they're just not.
What better do they have to do now? They don't have anything better to do.
They got to break up parties and stuff.
They've got absolutely nothing better to do. But that's just my extent is, people always say, have some sympathy. And oh, fuck that. I fucking hate homeless people, man. I fucking hate them because they can do whatever they want.
I think you hate
I hate them. I
fucking hate them. I don't think you hate homeless people. What about those?
I don't hate
just like I
saw
there's
one
difference. Guy, last summer, he was standing next to the on-ramp on 45th picking blackberries because they got like an overgrown blackberry bush there. And I'm like, that guy's entrepreneurial. I don't know what he's going to do with all those berries.
Well, hey, I mean, if you're a hobo, because there's a big difference between a hobo and the homeless that we have here. We used to have hobos where, a hobo would post up for a day. And, I know this because I spoke to a lot, back when we used to do bum diaries, I used to talk to a lot of homeless people, and a lot of them were hobos, man. They're just like, yeah, I'm just fucking in the area for maybe 1 or 2 days and I'm gone. And they just go from place to place to place. They wander. I have no problem with that. They're not causing damage. They're not, look at the garbage that these fucking imbeciles produce on the side of the freeway, man. I fucking hate it. Can't stand it. And, no sympathy towards them. Fuck them. Anybody who wants to be homeless can be homeless, and people enjoy it, which is a crazy thing. Because,
Yeah, that's true. It's weird.
It's a gray area, but you know what? Fuck them. I hate them. And so now I got to pay for that. And then, it was pretty cool, man. Punched my mirror, hit my back bumper some more since it was sticking out from that hit and run that I had. Drove on the freeway and my back bumper flew off.
Oh.
All in a span of 45 minutes. So now my car looks like it's fucking stripped down. It looked like the Iron Giant's fucking mouth after he got his screw shot out.
When I was in high school, my first car got rear-ended while I was stopped at a stoplight. And my sister's like, Joe, your car just exploded. And I'm like, no, the woman in that SUV just hit me. And her car was so much taller than my beat-up old Buick that she like missed the bumper and just bent the shit out of my trunk. My 86 Buick, which was triple reinforced steel, by the way. She was going like 40 miles an hour on this residential street and slammed into me. Anyway,
ouch.
It wouldn't close anymore, but I couldn't afford a new car, so we tied it down. So I'm already look like a drug dealer because I'm rolling around in this like uppity New Jersey suburb where like multiple students of mine or classmates of mine had like Jaguars and BMW 7 Series and stuff. I had an 86 Buick LeSabre, which the trunk didn't close. So I got pulled over a lot for no reason. It was very annoying. It's like, what you doing? Why is there so much trash in your car? I'm like, because I like Taco Bell and I don't clean it out. Why is he sitting in the back and not the front? Because the door's rusted shut, man.
Oh man, I love that shit. See, that's funny. That's funny because my old Cadillac was just like that.
Yeah,
I get pulled over at least every 2 days.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Well, I'm in my McDonald's uniform, and it's fucking 5 a.m. What do you think I'm doing?
Do you guys have provisional licenses out here, also known as Cinderella licenses?
the fuck is that?
So when you're 16 in New Jersey, when you're 17, you get your full driver's license. When you're 16, you can get your provisional license, there are restrictions, like you can't drive after midnight, and there's some other stuff. You can't go.
Yeah, there's like 6 months of 6 months of you can't have more than, if you're under the age of 18.
Yes. Exactly.
You have like a standard 6 months of you can't have more than 3 people in your car or some fucking bullshit.
So I was giving my buddy
the driving
home.
curfew.
Yeah, I was giving my buddy a ride home. It was like 11:30, and the cop pulled up behind me and just like tailgates me and turns my high beams on, like they do when they want to trick you into running a stop sign or something. So I miss my turn, and I kind of swerve back because I'm like, oh shit, that was my turn. Oh well. And then he pulls me over, and because he wanted an excuse to pull me over. And he's like asking me all the questions, like, why is he in the back seat? Why is there all this shit in the car? This is a provisional license. You're going to get home by midnight? I'm like, I would have if you didn't pull me over. Like, it's 11:40. I live 5 minutes away. I mean...
Yeah, man. It's crazy as hell.
Fuck
crazy as hell.
Dr. Dre said it best. Fuck the police.
I won't necessarily say that. I'm loving my terrorist police, man. I love that shit. Mount Lake Terrorist Police.
Oh.
Back before this whole quarantine kicked off, I ran into a couple of them I was down there by Crazy Moose Casino. Ran into a couple of them, and I said, I was like, what do you guys think about, I'm new to the area, and I just left like a extremely terrible homeless crisis. My neighborhood in Lake City was fucking terrible. You know that.
Yeah.
And so I was telling him about that, and he's like, and the one thing the fucking police officer says, he's like, we don't have a homeless crisis here. He's like, here in Mount Lake Terrace, we don't have a homeless crisis. I'm like, thank God. Thank God. There's a panhandler. There's a fucking, like a brand new, bummy, scummy ass looking dude, jean shorts, like a fox hat. And if you got jean shorts and a fox hat, that guy definitely does
he
drugs.
Loves dirt bikes. Oh.
And, he was there, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, why is there a fucking panhandler here? And I go to work the next day, come back, he's gone. I'm like, well, somebody got taken into Seattle. Somebody got dropped off in Seattle somewhere.
Just put him on a bus to Seattle.
Oh, I fucking love it. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Not to have to deal with that shit. Not dealing with screaming lunatics at like 3 a.m. when I've got to go to work the next day is so nice, you guys. Oh my God.
Well, you also lived in literally the worst part.
Not locking my car, if I forget to lock my car, I'm not fucking scared that my shit's all gone. I don't keep anything in my car anyway, but...
You shouldn't, yeah. People smash windows, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's read my book while we're doing our regular segments of why Christian doesn't like homeless people. Let's do another segment of Joe reads his book. So,
read your book because I gotta go. I gotta drink a beer.
You can drink a beer on the air, buddy. Live
That's
reading
true.
from 101 Manatee Jokes by the author. What is the top youth sport in the Sargasso Sea? Manatee ball. This has been a live chapter reading of 101 Manatee Jokes by me.
I like how you have the post-it note.
That's my bookmark. So I can remember what chapter we're on. There's 101 chapters, I suppose. Oh man.
Oh fuck. Oh.
Anything else to talk about? We got an hour. We got an hour and 7 minutes.
Nice. All over the webcams.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Hey, you guys, download Call of Duty. Come play with me.
I'm playing through Final Fantasy 7 Remake again on the hard.
Okay, then play through that.
Final Fantasy 14. And then
play through
maybe
that,
Final
and then
Fantasy
come join
10,
me.
And then maybe Final Fantasy 12. Play us out, Christian. All right. See you next.
See you.